Okay, so let's discuss about the genetic control or manipulations. But first of all, I would like to define what is genetic manipulations. Okay, so if we say genetic manipulations, so if we say genetic manipulations, it is a technology that involve inserting into a genome of an organisms. So tayo ay mag-i-insert ng genes or ng DNA doon sa mismong genome ng isang organism. So, DNA to DNA. Yung tinatawag nating CRISPR technology or yung scissor editing. So, gagamit sila ng mga genetic engineering na scissor to insert the DNA na magmamanipulate or magti-take over doon sa genes or magi-improve ng genes ng isang plants para maging resistant siya sa mga pests. Okay? A new DNA is transferred into the plant cell. Okay? The cells are the grown in tissue culture where they are developed into the plants. Okay? So, kung ang purpose natin is maging resistant siya to insect pest, so there is a gene na pwede nating ilagay doon. Okay? Kukuha tayo sa resistant na plant into a susceptible plant. Okay? So, dapat maging anong tawag doon? Maging fit siya doon. Ano? Hindi pwedeng kukuha ka ng ibang cells gaya ng animals to plants. Hindi pwede yung ganon. Ano? So, seeds produced by these plants will inherit a new DNA. So, yung seeds na mapoproduce doon sa na-manipulate na plants ay mai-inherit into a new DNA. Characteristic of all living organisms are determined by their genetic makeup and its interaction with the environment. So the genetic makeup of an organism is its genome. Okay? Which in all plants and animal is made of the DNA. So DNA, made up of DNA kasi yung katawan natin, especially yung plants natin, meron siyang DNA. And yung DNA ang i-edit natin. O yung tinatawag nating gene editing. Through CRISPR method, yung iba ang ginagamit. Yung iba naman is gene gun. Okay? Napapag-aralan natin mamaya. Okay? So, another genetic manipulations ay through cross-pollinations. Para makuha or magkaroon ng magandang traits ang isang plants, kailangan mo siyang i-cross-pollinate uh, sa other mother plant or sa other plant. Okay? Other species of the plant through the purpose of gene manipulations. So the genome contains genes, regions of DNA that usually carry the instruction for making a proteins. So it is this or these proteins that gives the plant its characteristic. So ang pinakamabilis sa lahat for the improvement ng traits ng isang plants is through gene editing or yung genetic engineering. Kaysa yung traditional na crossbreeding, yung magko-cross-pollinate. Okay? Example sana, parent 1 and parent 2 na magkaiba yung species nung corn na yon at para makapag-produce ka ng bagong traits, kailangan mo silang i-cross-pollinate. Okay? It takes a years before magkaroon ng magandang quality nung F1 or nung hybrid na crops na yan. But in gene manipulations ay kukuha ka lang ng DNA nung plants ng ibang plants at i-insert mo lang sa target plants mo. Okay? So this is the concept of gene manipulations. Okay? So this is the concept of gene manipulations. So you will be identifying the identification of gene of interest. So kung ang gusto mong itanim ay corn, yan, at ang decide mo sa corn na yon ay maging drought tolerance, kasi yung corn na yon ay susceptible siya sa init, so kukuha ka ng ibang plants, any plants na nagiging drought tolerant siya. through the cells, yan, through the cells or the genes or the DNA, i-insert mo mismo doon sa susceptible na coin. Okay? And then you will isolate of the target DNA, gene extracted from the donor organisms. So, i-extract mo siya from the donor organism. And then, ita-transfer mo siya through the gene gun or through the agrobacterium method or yung tinatawag nating Bacillus thuringiensis din. Okay? Bacteria transfer DNA to the plants. Gagamit ka ng organisms. And then sa gene gun method naman, this is a DNA-coated particle shot into the cells. Okay? And then, there is a integration into the plant genome. So, i-insert siya. Inserted DNA joins plant DNA. So, i-insert doon sa DNA ng plants. And then, siya na mismo yung magti-take over at magmamanipulate doon sa concept or the unique concept ng mismong plants para maging uh, mas resistant siya on that particular objective mo na maging drought tolerance yung plants na yan. Okay? Parang tao rin. Okay? So, na kung saan ay meron tayong tinatawag na vaccines. Especially nung nagkaroon ng COVID, di ba? So, na-vaccinate tayong lahat para maging resistant doon sa virus na yon. So, through that vaccine na merong virus din or may particle of DNA, ipapasok mismo sa katawan natin and then siya yung magti-take over para maging resistant tayo at hindi tayo mamatay kaagad. Okay? So, ganun ang concept nito. So, selection of transformed cells, only modified cell selected. And then, tissue culture and regeneration. So, magpapadami ka muna bago mo siya gamitin. Okay? Development of GM crops and then iti-test mo and evaluate mo. Assess the stability and performance. And then, through that, magkakaroon ka na ng bagong transgenic GM plant that are ready na or available na doon sa area natin. Okay? So, the GM crops, global adoption ng GM crops. So, rapid increase in adoption by farmers. By 1996, 1.7 million hectares ang nag-adapt ng mga GM crops na tinatanim. 2016, 185.1 million hectares na yung nagtatanim ng mga GM crops. So, equivalent to 12% of a global crop plan. So, ano yung mga tinatanim na mga GM crops that invade all the parts of the world? We have the soybean, maize, canola, and cotton. So, nakapag-discover ang mga scientists natin ng mga crops na herbicide tolerant, insect resistant, and yung combination traits. About 95.9 million hectares ang nagtanim ng mga herbicide tolerant na mga crop. Insecticide or insect resistant naman 25.2 at kapag combinations of these both ay 58.5 million hectares. Under the herbicide tolerance, syempre kapag i-sprayan mo, hindi mamamatay yung plants, kundi ang namamatay yung mga weeds natin. So, lower yield, ang limitation lang, it lower the yields and pesticide reduction benefit compared to insect resistance. It help in effective weed control. And then kapag insect resistant naman, it protect the crop from insect pests. So paano kaya napoproteksyonan ng plants against that particular insect pest? Okay? Kaya kailangan baguhin yung traits ng plants natin before mo siya masabing there is an insect resistant of that particular plants. Okay? More effective in increasing yield, reducing the pesticide use, and target pests like European corn borer. Minimal of non-target organisms except the Braconidae. Okay? And then, ano ang naging performance ng mga GM crops natin? Siyempre, tumaas yung ani natin, na-reduce yung mycotoxin, especially sa maize or sa corn. Fumonisins, 30.6 ang na-reduce. Yan ay mga mycotoxins. Trichotescens, trichotescens, 36.5 and no change in lignin content kapag may GM crop. Okay? Higher biomass decomposition din kapag GM crops. Kasi kapag GM crops malalaki, nakakapag-focus siya on the growth and development kasi kapag merong mga susceptibility yung crops na yan, maaaring bansot lang yung ating corn. But because of GM, napoproteksyonan na nga and then nade-develop pa ng maigi yung paglaki ng ating corn. So that is the advantage of genetically modified organisms, especially the Bacillus thuringiensis consisting of the Agrobacterium tumefaciens. So, ano yung mga modifications na ginawa? Okay? Number one is it extend the shelf life. Ano yung mga na-extend ang shelf life ng mga crops na tines mismo? Number one is yung Flavor Savor tomato. Okay? This is the first genetically modified crop approved for sale in the US. First sold in 1994. Production ceased in 1997. So hindi siya nagtagal yung ating Flavor Savor tomato. Okay? Yung ating Flavor Savor tomato. In November 2014, USDA approved GM tomato potato in that prevents bruising. Yan. Kasi yung mga GM potato natin ginagamit as fries, 'di ba? Yung kinakain natin sa Jollibee, sa McDo na mga fries. So yun ay mga GM crops na. And then in February 2015, USDA approved the Arctic apple preventing enzymatic browning. So para hindi mag-browning kapag kinat natin yung apple kasi pag nagtagal siya after 2 minutes to 3 minutes or 5 minutes, nagba-browning when sliced open. So ang ginawa ng USDA or ng scientists ay to improve yung enzymatic browning. Okay? Para mag-stick pa rin sa kung ano yung kulay niya. Improve photosynthesis. So, na-improve din yung photosynthesis through GM or genetic engineering. So, plants use non-photochemical quenching to protect them from excessive amounts of sunlight. Plants can switch on the quenching mechanism almost instantaneously, but it takes much longer for it to switch off again. So, ano yung mga example ng mga crops na ginamitan ng crop ng ano tawag doon, genetic engineering through improvement of the photosynthesis. Number one ay yung tobacco. Yan. During the time that it is switched off, the amount of energy that is waste increases. A genetic modification in 3 genes allowed to correct this, especially in the trial with the tobacco plants. Okay? As a result, nung change yung or in-improve yung photosynthetic activity nung tobacco plants, it yield 14 to 20% higher in terms of weight of the dry leaves harvested. So the plants had a larger leaves, were taller and had more vigorous roots. Another one ay yung rice. Yung rice natin, through the camp plants, nag-insert sila kasi ang ating rice is C3 plants. Okay? Nag-insert sila ng C4 pathway. Ito yung C4 pathway wherein meron siyang PEP carboxylase or oxaloacetate to malate up to the Calvin cycles. So, nag-increase yung kanyang yield up to 50% doon sa rice natin. So, nag-insert sila ng mesophyll cell or the PEP carboxylase containing of the oxaloacetate and malate down to the Calvin cycle. Nag-improve yung kanyang yield and at the same time, yung water uptake. Okay? And then, nutritional value din sa edible oil. GM soybean offer improved oil profile for processing, especially yung Camelina sativa has been modified to produce plants that accumulate high levels of oil similar to fish oil. Okay? And then, in-improve din nila yung vitamin enrichment ng isang plants, especially yung golden rice. Provides greater amount of vitamin A. Yung mga kulang ng vitamin A ay in-improve yung genetic characteristic ng isang rice wherein ay tinawag siyang golden rice. Toxin reduction. Oh. So, cassava lower cyanogen, glucosides, and enhanced protein and other nutrients called biocassava. And also yung potato that prevents bruising and produce less acrylamide when fried. Okay? So, yan yung mga ginamit. Okay? Yan yung mga in-insert to reduce yung cyanogen. Nag-insert sila ng genetic or ng DNA na makakapag-reduce ng cyanogen. Ganun din yung potato that prevents bruising. Okay? Ang galing ano ng technology. So, next one is stress resistance. Yan. So in 2011, Monsanto Drought Guard maize became the first drought-resistant GM crops. Okay? Drought-resistant occur by modifying the plant's genes responsible for mechanism known as crassulacean acid metabolism. Survive despite lower water levels. So, ginamit nila yung camplants. Ang mga example ng camplants kasi ay yung cactus. At yung DNA ng cactus ang ginamit doon sa may maize. Okay? To improve yung drought resistant niya. Okay? So, ang galing ano ng technology. So, pwede palang kumuha ng DNA ng cactus, ipapasok mismo sa DNA ng corn para ma-improve siya, ma-improve yung drought resistant nito. Okay? And then, meron din tayong mga herbicide resistant na mga plants, gaya ng corn. Okay? Na kapag applyan mo ng glyphosate, hindi mamamatay yung corn, kundi mabubuhay pa rin siya. At ang mamamatay ay yung mga weeds. Ganon din ang bromoxynil resistant, tobacco plants, glufosinate resistant, the 2,4-D, yan, and dicamba resistant in soybean plant. Okay? And then, in pest resistance naman, so sa insect, tobacco, corn, rice, and some other plants have been engineered to express gene encoding for insecticidal protein from Bacillus thuringiensis na na-introduce siya noong 2005. So, nag-insert sila ng Bacillus thuringiensis sa mga tobacco, corn, and rice para ma-improve siya against doon sa mga insect pests na may daladalang mga virus. Okay? Para hindi siya kainin. So, ang ginagawa ng Bacillus thuringiensis is to change the taste preference nung insect pest. Na instead na matamis, gagawin nilang mapait. Yan. Yung taste preference. Mag-change ng taste preference yung plants upang sa ganon hindi siya atakihin ng peste. So, ganon yung purpose ng genes na yan. Okay? Example sana, paborito mo ang tinola. Yan. Paborito mo ang tinola. Pero kapag nilagyan yon ng isang basong asin, kakainin mo pa rin ba yung favorite mo na tinola? Hindi na. Bakit? Kasi nga magti-taste, yung taste preference mo hindi na aayon doon sa kakainin mo. Ganon din dito. Kailangan magkaroon ng contradiction. Okay? Virus papaya, potatoes, and squash have been engineered to resist viral pathogen, such as cucumber mosaic virus, papaya ring spot virus, potato leaf roll virus, and potato virus Y, and maize dwarf mosaic virus. So, yung mga virus na yan is dala-dala kasi ng mga insect pests. Kaya ang gagawin, i-change yung taste preference ng insect pest para hindi i-damage ng virus. Yan. And then, byproducts. In 2012, ang tobacco ay ginamit as gamot. Okay? Used as therapeutic antibodies. Biofuel, tingnan nyo, underdeveloped na ang algae to produce biofuel. Ganon din ang Jatropha. Ito yung Jatropha sa Singapore. They are working for the production of biofuel. And then, corn for ethanol. And trees with lignin for bioethanol. So, i-improve mismo nila yung characteristic ng plants para makapag-produce siya ng biofuel. Okay? Para hindi na tayo mag-import sa Israel. Next, bioremediations. So, kapag sinabi natin bioremediations, Arabidopsis thaliana that contains genes from bacteria that could clean TNT or soil contaminants. Yan. So, ang bioremediation natin nag-improve din ng fertility ng soil. Okay? Nare-reduce yung contaminations. Gagamit sila ng Arabidopsis thaliana. Ito yung plants na Arabidopsis. Next, punta naman tayo sa host plant resistance. So, meron tayong tatlong klase ng host plant resistant. We have the anti-cynosis, antibiosis, and tolerance. So, kapag sinabi nating host plant resistant, is the inherent ability of a plant to prevent, reduce, or tolerate damage caused by the pests through its natural or genetically improved traits. So, na kahit present yung mga insect doon sa area, kailangan ma-improve yung resistant ng plants natin through contradicting the choice of that particular insect pest. So, para hindi na kainin. Okay? So, tingnan natin kung ano ba yung mga pinagkaiba ng anti-cynosis, antibiosis, and tolerance. So, kapag anti-cynosis, yung reaction ng insect sa plants. Okay? Kapag antibiosis naman, yung reaction ng plants sa insect. Okay? Plant reaction, pest reaction, or insect pest reaction. And then kapag tolerant naman, the reactions or the effect of plant and insect, both reaction of the insect and plant. Okay? So, kapag antibiosis, so plant negatively affect the pest biology. So, maaapektuhan ng plants yung insect biology ng plants natin, ng insect natin. And then, kapag anti-cynosis naman, plant discourage pest feeding or egg laying. So, naaapektuhan yung insect. Okay? And then, kapag tolerant naman, withstand damage without significant yield loss. Okay? So, unahin natin ang anti-cynosis. Refers to the various effect of the plant host that makes the host undesirable or unattractive to insect for food. So as you can see, ang preference ng insect pest natin ay smooth leaf. Okay? Pero ang gagawin, i-change natin yung genetic characteristic ng plants para maging hairy leaves. Kasi non-preference yan ng mga potato leaf hopper. Kung yan ang magiging objective natin. Kung madaming mga potato leaf hopper or susceptible siya sa potato leaf hopper, kinakain siya, i-change natin yung characteristic ng plants natin through inserting a DNA from smooth leaf to hairy leaves. Ganon din sa pea. Pea aphids. From blue-green leaves, gagawin natin non-preference niya yellow-green leaves. So, i-change mo. The basis of this resistant mechanism can be morphological. So, morphological sa labas. I-change mo yung characteristic upang sa ganon, yung mga peste na yan, dadapo man sila, kakain man sila, pero hindi na nagtatagal doon. Because yung preference nila ay contradict doon sa development ng plants natin. Ito yung preference ng insect pest, ito naman yung non-preference ng insect pest. So, dapat ganito yung characteristic ng isang plants. Plants discourage pest feeding or egg laying. Dini-discourage niya because iba yung characteristic na gusto ng plants natin. So, another one, yung mga bollworm, boll weevil, and whitefly. Diba? So, ganyan. Antibiosis. So, antibiosis is a chemical in the host repel the pests. Okay? So, prevent the pest from completing its life cycle. So, example sana, yung sugar beet. Ang gustong-gusto ng aphids ay higher ang sugar. Okay? So, ang gagawin naman natin through antibiosis, ibababa natin yung sugar. Yan. Alfalfa, spotted aphids, gustong-gusto nila ng low saponin. Kukontradict natin, gawin nating mas higher yung saponin. Ganun. Okay? So, antibiosis may due to presence of toxic substance. Absence kasi kapag higher ang sugar, yan gustong-gusto ng aphids, pero kapag lower, toxic na sa mga insect yun. Kaya lumalayas sila or umaalis. Okay? Tolerance. Traits resulting in plants sustaining reduced damage compared to susceptible plants. infested at the same pest density. So ano yung magiging interaction ng both plants and insect pests doon sa ah, area. So that is so-called tolerance. Plant withstand damage without significant yield loss. Yield loss. Na kahit kumain si insect pest, dinamage niya, pero hindi naaapektuhan yung yield loss, ang tawag doon, tolerance. Okay? Even though ubusin niya yung leaves, yan. Kahit even though ubusin niya yung leaves, pero kapag yan ay nag-fruiting na, higher pa rin ang yield. Ang tawag doon sa plants na yon, they are tolerant. Okay? So, meron tayong mga types of resistance. Number one is yung ecological resistance or pseudo-resistance. This is apparent resistance due to environmental condition in susceptible plants. Okay? Number one is host evasions. Insect less active kapag host evasions. So, rapid growth through most susceptible stages. So, insect less active dito. And then, induced resistance. Change in water, nutrient, or environment. Temporary resistant increase. And then, escape naman, limited infestation of some plants. Pests miss certain hosts. Okay? Next one is, meron tayong mga gene number. Meron tayong tinatawag na monogenic, oligogenic, polygenic, and minor gene resistance. So, kapag monogenic, 1, easy to break. And then kapag oligogenic naman, controlled by few genes, major gene resistance, controlled by one or few major genes. Ito naman, few gene resistant, isang gene lang ang nagkokontrol. Dito, one or few major genes under vertical resistance. And then, polygenic resistance, controlled by many genes. Okay? Major gene resistant controlled by many genes, vertical resistance. And then minor gene resistance, the cumulative effect of minor genes is called adult resistant or field resistance. Okay? And then, vertical resistant and horizontal resistance. So, effective only against specific biotypes kapag vertical. At kapag naman horizontal, effective against all biotypes. So, lahat ng mga insect pest, effective siya, all biotypes, insect pest or insect. Also called horizontal field. Pero kapag vertical resistance naman, meron lang specific target. Okay? Especially, ito dapat ay hindi present doon sa area. Sa example sana, yung corn na merong borer, corn borer. So pag nagtanim ka, ang wala lang doon, corn borer. Pero other pests or insect are present. Okay? That is so-called vertical resistant. Pero kapag ayaw mo nang meron yung mga present lahat ng mga insect pest na yon, ayaw mong hindi present ang lahat ng insect pest na yon, merong tinatawag na horizontal resistance. Okay? Based on the population, meron tayong pure line resistance and multi-line resistance. So, exhibit by lines which are phenotypically and genetically similar. Example sana yung rice variety IR64 with XA21 gene for bacterial leaf blight. All plants have the same genotype and look alike. That is pure line. Uniform and consistent resistance. Easier to maintain in a hybrid development kapag pure line. Pero kapag multi-line resistance naman, exhibit by lines which are phenotypically similar but genotypically dissimilar. Okay? Similar siya sa phenotypic but different siya sa genes sa loob. So, multi-line resistance yon. Example sana, wheat mixture containing line 1, line 2, and line 3. Pare-pareho yung kanyang characteristic physically, pero iba-iba yung kanyang genetics. So, each resistance of different rust races. Plants look similar but carry different resistant genes. Yung isa, resistant siya sa rust. Yung isa naman susceptible sa rust. Pero, the same lahat ng morphological characteristic. Ang tawag doon, multi-line resistance. Key features, Broad and durable resistance reduces risk of pathogen adaptation. Okay? We have, based on the evolutionary concept, sympatric and allopatric. Kapag sympatric, population in the same geographic region. Yan. Acquired by co-evolution of the plant and insect, gene for gene, governed by major genes. Kapag naman allopatric, not acquired by co-evolution of plants and insect, governed by many genes. Okay? Allopatric population in separated geographic regions. So, separated siya in geographic region. Na kahit magkatulad na plants yon on the separate geographic region, okay, they govern many genes. Example, sana rice. Kahit parehas na RC222 yon at different geographic region, magkaiba yung kanilang adaptability na kasi magkaibang environment. At kapag magkaibang environment, it governs the different genes na. Okay? Kailangan mag-adapt. Adaptations. So, rice variety, IRBB21 resistant to bacterial leaf blight due to SA21 gene. Pathogen and plant evolved together in Asia. Wheat variety Norin 10 show resistant to rust from diverse region. Multiple minor genes confer broad, durable resistance. Okay? Miscellaneous category. Okay? We have the crop resistance and multi-line resistance. Kapag crop resistant, variety with resistant against primary pests, which may also confer resistant to another insect. Okay? So, kapag multi-line resistant naman, resistant incorporated in a variety against multiple environmental stresses like insect, diseases, nematode, heat, drought, cold, etc. Okay? For example, sa crop resistance, cotton BT cotton or cotton BT cotton resistant to bollworm also shows some tolerance to sucking insect. Doon sa multi-line resistance naman, wheat variety Sonora 64 resistant to rust, powdery mildew, drought and heat stress. So multiple yung kanyang resistance. Dito sa isa naman meron lang specific. Okay? So crop resistant focus on sometimes provide secondary pest protection. While multi-line resistant naman broad. Multi-line multi-stress tolerance, more durable under variable environment. So, that is under miscellaneous category. So, kapag crop resistance, confer resistant to another insect. While yung ating multi-line naman, variety incorporated in a variety against multiple environmental stress like insect diseases, nematodes, and other. Okay, so madami siyang adaptability, madami siyang contradict at nakaka-survive siya even though there are a lot of stresses sa kanya. Multi-line resistant. It is because of the characteristic of a gene that may interfere or that may prevent for the stress. Yan, para hindi siya ma-stress. So, ang plants kasi natin, hindi pwedeng ma-stress. So, kakailanganin natin ng mga resistant na mga plants. Okay? So, yun lang. So, thank you so much and hopefully ay meron kayong natutunan. Bye!